That side,
yeah.
and full left rudder.
And full left rudder.
Left rudder, and push.
Yeah.
You're going woo down. Bottom.
Yeah.
Full opposite rudder, opposite aileron.
Yeah.
Opposite rudder.
Yeah.
And pull the stick back.
And what sort of G were you putting on it for that, I wonder?
I don't know. It's a wonder the wings didn't drop off.
I'm sure.
I mean, I had on a cookie, a 4,000 pounder.
Yes.
And 6 1,000 pounders.
And you were doing that with that on board?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I never gave it more than never gave it any G, but 1.5 was the maximum we had it. Yeah. And yet you were giving it probably 7 or 8.
Oh yeah, well I had to because you survived. I went to Essen twice, once in night time and the next day in daylight.
That's not a good thing to do, is it?
Yes, it wasn't good. We went to a little place called Duren, 350 lengths, and we destroyed that town. There was not a survivor.
Right.
And it was supposed to be a railway junction. We were helping the Russians. But I went twice to Stettin, and that was 10 hours.
Gosh.
And I never used the automatic pilot ever.
So how many trips did you do then? 30.
Right.
And so what trip were you shot down on then?
I think it was 10 or something.
Because you got back, of course, didn't you?
Oh yeah, they flew us back in a Dakota eventually.
Yeah.
And I read about my aeroplane. They must have repaired it, put a new engine in and repaired everything, because later on in 1945 it was shot down and lost.
Ooh.
Because I got a book with every 7,000 aircraft.
So, were you flying out of Wickenby when you were shot? No, you were.
No, I was Foldingworth.
With Halifaxes?
No, thanks.
Right, what squadron was at Foldingworth then?
300 Polish.
Oh, the Polish, that's right.
Yeah, I was the deputy commander, flight commander on the English flight.
Yes.
Because they didn't have enough Poles at that time. But the Poles were mad, absolutely mad. They hated the Germans, and they. Oh.
Well, I've read about them as fighter pilots, not so much as about the bomber pilots.
No, the fighter pilots, 303 Squadron, shot down more aircraft in the Battle of Britain than any other squadron, and yet bloody Churchill didn't allow them to march in the victory parade.
That's right, I read about that.
Yeah. And then they sent all the Poles back to Poland, and the Russians killed them all.
Yeah. And they all got interned, didn't they?
They were fantastic, the Poles. And the food in the officers' mess was marvellous. Yeah. Oh, I had a good war. Well,
you're still here anyway.
Yeah. Well, I flew about 16 different aeroplanes. And,
was the Lanc the best, or was it something better?
No, the Lanc was 100. I mean, it was so. Once you got it airborne, it was
easy,
feather light.
Yeah.
I mean, you say how many?
On Lanc?
Yeah.
300.
300, yeah. And
it's dead easy to fly, isn't it? It's just getting off and back again.
Yeah.
Tricky bit.
And I used to. In those days, I don't know whether they happen today, was the light with red, green and yellow at the end of the runway. And I used to come in on the green, but when I was near the end of the runway, I went into the red, so I landed just right on the end of the runway.
Yes.
And I used to...
Did you 3-point it, or did you just...
Well, I did both, actually. It just depends what the wind was like. And one time, I... diverted to an American aerodrome, and I didn't realise there was about 90-degree crosswind. Yes. And I bounced. Yeah. And the next time I was on the grass.
That's right, you run out of control, don't you?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, there was the Liberator, whoosh, parked there, and the Liberator went straight past them, and my engineer was saying, "Shall I put the undercart up? Shall I put the..." I said, "No, don't bother." Eventually we got to the taxiway, and the control tower didn't know anything about it, said, "Turn left." Anyway, there we are.
Well, we could listen to you all day, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shall we swap around? We'll have a chat outside. We'll swap seats. Is there anywhere else you want to get to in the aircraft?
No, I don't think so.
You're all right.
No, I had a wonderful crew. I got a DFC, my navigator got a DFC. He was absolutely wonderful. I mean...
and you're claiming to be 89?
I'm 89 now. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, I was in the Air Force for 6 years, from 40 to 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Are you going down the road to Conningsby? Are you going to go see the Lancaster at Conningsby?
no, we went. My son-in-law took me to Wickenby, and we went to the control tower and looked up, and there was my crew all in the book, and there was also the station commander's book, and there was I having ferried aircraft for him.